dramatic.
When you've got a guy like Diego Lopes who's going to bring it, you know he's going to bring it. He's a gamer. He's going to want to get in the face and make it a fight. So we're going to have no choice but to fight. That's the fight he brings. That's why he's so exciting. And that's why you're all going to be in have a great fight Sunday morning or daytime, whatever it is. So cannot wait. Again, we're going to put on a show for all of you.
We see you there wearing the Cooking with Volk apron. So, I mean, put it summary for us. What is the recipe to beating Diego this weekend?
I mean, like I said, very, very tough guy. You know he's durable, he's good at striking, he's powerful, he's good at the ground, but that's when you've got to use everything. I just think I'm too smart, and I'm just going to, again, the first fight obviously went my way. He will make adjustments, but I just don't believe that's going to be enough.
And for you, Diego, if you win this weekend, it will be 1-1. As champion, would you go to the UFC and say, hey, I want the trilogy and a rematch with Volkanovski?
Oh yeah, I think it is 100%, Volkanovski is a legend in the sport, so if UFC say me, you need one more fight with Volk, I take this. The people know me, I mean, accept the whole fight in my career, it's like him. I never say no.
There's been a lot of talk about retirement. Can you assure all of us fans this will not be your last fight and you've still got a lot left in the tank?
That's it, mate. That's it. Like, I know a lot of people saying that, don't know where that come from. Obviously, I've got a tough challenge ahead of me, but I'm going to get my hand raised and then maybe a quick turn.
And with this moment, everything now comes together as the focus shifts toward what happens next.
Made the necessary adjustment to be able to keep up with Volk. Volk is going to move. Volk is going to score. And can Diego Lopes stop him from doing that?
I think Diego, he's really focused on trying to just, correct any mistakes that he made on the first time. But yeah, I think Alex is going to come in strong too. I don't know how what's their strategy is going to be because they've...
It's back, and this time it feels even stronger, as UFC analysts remain divided once again, while attempts to slow the runaway momentum fail, and the hopes surrounding Alexander Volkanovski move steadily closer to a long-awaited rematch. With sharp, scathing comments exchanged, both fighters have reignited their rivalry, clearly showing that this looming collision is fueled by unfinished business and deep personal motivation rather than coincidence. This is not merely a second fight or routine sequel, but a high-stakes showdown where pride, legacy, redemption, and evolution are all on the line at the same time.
You see against maybe a Movza undefeated guy, and that maybe for legacy reasons and people that are in the know. But then you've got everyone that...
They just want to see me fight. They're like, wow, this will be thrilling. Last one was thrilling. Now we get to stage this in Sydney. So I reckon they'll get a treat. But sure, clearly...
Legacy-wise, having a rematch against...
With Volkanovski offering generous praise, the champion made it clear that doing it again does not carry the same weight when it comes to defining his career, explaining that he has already secured a victory over Diego Lopes and does not feel the need to reopen a chapter he believes is already closed. He maintains that truly pivotal legacy-defining moments should come from forging new paths forward, such as handing an unbeaten rival their first loss, rather than revisiting past battles, as he continues to focus on challenges that add new meaning, fresh significance, and lasting impact to his championship journey.
And just knowing that we're going to put on a show that's at least I've got a good dance partner for Sydney. But that doesn't mean I can't still get...
They just want to see me fight, because they feel like it will be exciting, thinking the last one was thrilling, and now they get to stage it again in Sydney. So I reckon the fans will definitely get what they're hoping for. And sure, it's clear that the excitement, anticipation, and atmosphere around this matchup are what really drive the interest.
Last year you didn't get to be as active. There was a little bit more recovery time needed. How are you looking at mitigating the damage of this fight?
Just capitalise on the opportunities that come my way. You know what I mean? Again, he's going to be aggressive. Even though I felt like I had some great options, there was times where I did some things that weren't too good. Where he would catch me, there's things I just could have done better. And some of those things are just very little things. You know what I mean? So very little things that I need to fix, and we fix them. So that's again, I want to
make him pay for the things, and then obviously do the damage, bulldoze, is that the word I was looking for? Bulldoze through with some big punches or whatever it is, and still stay safe. When I say that, doesn't mean I'm going to be reckless. It just means I'm going to capitalize on opportunities and really capitalize. If I feel like there's a finish there,
My legacy? Not really, because I don't feel a strong need to focus on that going into each bout, as I believe every fight will naturally be significant on its own, with me simply stepping in to defend what I've earned, facing whoever is put in front of me, and concentrating on delivering a strong performance rather than overthinking how each battle fits into a larger legacy narrative.
Diego, as a man who has fought and came up short for the title before, getting this rematch round and a second opportunity, does it put more pressure on you, or is it more exciting because you get another shot at this?
No, it's like no pressure. I think now it's like I'm more calm, more confident in myself too. After I'm trying to talk with Volk like for 25 minutes.
Victory matters, and just knowing that we're going to go out there and put on a real show is important to me, especially because I know I've got a great dance partner for Sydney who can help create something special for the fans. But that doesn't mean I can't still go after these guys, take on tough challenges, and continue proving myself at the highest level. And then when people start talking about legacy, maybe that's exactly how it gets built, through consistent performances, big moments, and delivering when it matters most.
Myself.
When you look at the first fight that you and Alex had, is there one thing that cost you that fight that he did better, or are there a few things that you think, okay, this one needs to be changed, this one needs to be changed? When you look at that fight, how do you break it down?
Oh yeah, it's like I know I make a lot of mistakes in the first fight with Volk. I'm trying only finish here one big hit, one big punch. It's like more is like after the second round when I'm dropping him. I feel like, okay, I have the power for finishing him. It's like only looking for this, so I forget many things in my game plan. I think I fixed this in the training camp. I fixed many things.
It has been a quieter year that demanded more recovery and careful management, with Volkanovski explaining that the focus now is on efficiency and avoiding unnecessary damage by not taking needless hits. He clarified that while the first bout presented many opportunities, small oversights allowed Lopes to land shots in moments where he should not have been able to connect, and those fine details, he says, are now much sharper and more precise. The adjusted strategy centers on punishing aggression, fully committing when a potential finish presents itself, and then quickly returning to strong defensive responsibility, maximizing his strengths, maintaining control, and applying pressure without becoming reckless or careless in critical moments.
Since then, and you're right, there's big
Now there. Yet after that Diego
out Lord John Silver with an incredible spinning elbow, put him to sleep, right? Slowed down the hype train of John Silver, and now he gets another crack. Because as we mentioned and as we touched on, we don't know how long Volk is going to be around this sport. And listen, Diego Lopes has a chance now to go back in there and right the wrongs. He's got to be more active. He's got to go first. He's got to lead the dance. But one thing we know about Volkanovski is that the man has a ridiculously high fight IQ. He takes this sport so seriously. He's got one of the best teams around him in terms of technical input. So it's on both sides. He's had 25.
Diego believes that this second challenge for the title is completely different from the first, as he is now carrying a calm sense of assurance rather than feeling pressured or overwhelmed by the moment. He feels there is no longer any mystery surrounding the occasion, only opportunity, because he has already gone the full distance on the sport's biggest stage and understands exactly what is required. Lopes sees this rematch not as a burden or added weight, but as a chance to showcase the improved composure, confidence, and mental clarity he has developed since their first meeting, especially since the intensity and demands of 5-round championship fights are now familiar territory for him.
Volkanovski impresses me. I mean, number one, when you speak to the guy, he's one of the best human beings. He's so humble, he's so down to earth, he's got a great sense of humour, he's a man of the people, he's awesome at cooking, he's a great little actor. You see the skits that he does online, like the old man bit, like falling asleep and everything, walking out with a walking stick and whatnot, and then combine that with his fighting ability, his fight IQ, the way he stays calm under pressure, the way that he learns from all performances, the discipline that he has throughout all of his training camps. I mean, the man, you can't get a better champion than Alexander Volkanovski, and Australia could not have a better person to represent
Diego, as a fighter who previously challenged for the title and came up short before earning this rematch as a second opportunity, was asked whether that adds more pressure or makes the moment more exciting, and he made it clear that he feels no pressure at all, explaining that he is now much calmer and far more confident in himself after already going the full 25 minutes at the highest level, where nothing feels new or unfamiliar anymore. Reflecting on their first meeting inside the octagon, Diego does not shy away from acknowledging the mistakes he made when he had chances to finish the fight, admitting that he became too focused on landing one big finishing shot, which caused him to drift away from his overall game plan and discipline. He says those flaws have been thoroughly addressed and corrected during training camp, and he is now preparing to showcase a more composed, disciplined, and complete version of himself when he steps into the cage for the rematch.
Mad. I just wanted to make sense. Right, like I've been in your shoes before, right? Like I've defended the belt so many times. I see the guy who's next in line. You know, Joseph Benavidez. After I knocked him out, I beat him in in Toronto. He goes on a 5-fight win streak. He gets the next title shot. John Knotson, I beat him. He goes on a 5-fight win streak. Nowadays, it's like you fucking lose to the champion. You go get one fight and you come back like you already back in a title shot. Right? It's same thing. You know, you look at Peter Yan, he just fought Merab. He took him 3 fucking years. 3 years to get back a title shot. Right? It's like, it's almost like, you know, that's what we talk about Dana White privileges. Right? It's like how, like if they want to just say he's way more popular than you guys, he's getting a shot. That's why he's getting a shot. Just way more popular. I don't give a fuck. This man's on a 20-fight win streak.
Okay, let's hear from voices beyond the fighter himself about what was a very narrow contest the first time around, even though it still produced an obvious winner, highlighting just how much has changed since Diego's statement. His knockout streak has reignited confidence and belief, coming at a time when questions remain about Volkanovski's extended future in sport. Yet, as Bisping stresses, Diego must now be sharper, more active, and ready to take control of exchanges. While Volkanovski continues to demonstrate superb fight IQ and meticulous planning, both fighters have now developed strategies to correct the mistakes of their previous encounter, which is precisely what makes this rematch so compelling, intense, and highly anticipated for fans and analysts alike.
Lopes too. This is disgusting. Diego Lopes beat Gene Silva. Movsar Evloev is there. I know he's been inactive, and people are talking about Lerone Murphy like he didn't just beat fucking Josh Emmett and Aaron Pico. The Murphy one is like, okay, well, we haven't really seen him beat a top 5 guy yet. It's not like he's the Tony Ferguson of the division that people are making him out to be. You got to do one more, and I've been waiting for guys to do one more. But there's been no time for it because of the timing of things. But Evloev? Aljo? Something fresh? Something new? Aljo, former champ? I know he lost to Evloev, but Evloev's right there, the undefeated Dagestani guy for Volk to take on in his last fight. This is Volk's last fight. And you've just made him fight Lopes back-to-back. This does nothing for his legacy.
He clearly deserved to win that fight, and since then, you're right, there have been significant developments, changes, and growth that have only added to the anticipation and stakes surrounding what comes next.
Lopes.
I see it going the same way, to be honest. Obviously, Diego supposedly hits hard. He's got a puncher's chance. Any MMA fight, we know that it's a very dangerous fight. But I think if they fight 100 times, I think Volkanovski wins 95. That's my opinion. I believe Volkanovski comes out of it. He fights a smart fight again. And bro, if you look at Diego's last fight with Silva, he was getting rocked.
Oh yeah,
he was getting rocked, and he was getting rocked, bro. He was getting rocked, and I think Volkanovski is a very, very, very smart fighter. And if I watch that fight with Silva, I see so many.
Now, after that D8, when Gene Silva landed that incredible spinning elbow that put him to sleep, it certainly slowed down the hype train surrounding Silva. And now, he gets another opportunity because, as we mentioned and touched on earlier, nobody really knows how long Volkanovski will remain active in this sport. At the same time, Diego Lopes now has a chance to step back in and correct the mistakes from before, but he has to be sharper, more active, take the initiative, and lead the dance from the start. One thing we do know about Volkanovski is that he possesses an exceptionally high fight IQ, approaches this sport with utmost seriousness, and surrounds himself with one of the best technical teams in the world. So the challenge is on both sides. Volkanovski has already spent 25 minutes in the octagon with Diego Lopes and will study that fight carefully, while Lopes must use that knowledge to adjust, attack decisively, and capitalize on every opportunity in the rematch.
I think Lopes, let's be provocative and say I think Lopes is going to win.
Provocative?
Yeah. That's what I should have answered when you said, what is... All right.
Volkanovski captivates fans and peers alike through his genuine modesty, sharp wit, and authentic connections with those around him, with Bisping highlighting his persona beyond the ring. Whether it's his culinary talents, the entertaining shorts he shares online, or his exceptional fighting skills, combined with his calmness under pressure, unwavering dedication to training, and ability to learn and improve from every performance, he embodies the qualities of a flawless champion. For Australia, he represents the perfect ambassador on the global stage, showcasing not only elite athleticism, but also exemplary character, professionalism, and sportsmanship that extend far beyond his achievements inside the octagon.
Title fight UFC 325 featherweight division Volkanovski Diego Lopes rematch.
X Factor?
X Factor.
I guess that is a rematch. Diego clipped him one time, and we know Volk's chin is not what it used to be, right? So those two knockouts back to back, I really do think it hurt him, and I think if there's an X Factor, it's probably that.
Do you favor Diego Lopes because it's a rematch?
I do, but I want Volkanovski to win. Why?
Beatrice Johnson is expressing exactly how he sees the situation, admitting that he isn't angry, but simply frustrated by what he perceives as inconsistency in the allocation of title opportunities. Reflecting on his own history of defending belts, he notes that in the past, contenders typically had to build long, proven runs before earning another shot at a championship. Now he observes some fighters can lose and quickly return for a title, often advancing more through popularity than merit. He emphasizes that this highlights a need for transparency and clarity, suggesting that if fan appeal and popularity are influencing outcomes, the UFC should openly state it so that fans fully understand the reasoning behind these decisions. I'm just frustrated. I want it to make sense, you know? I've been in this position before, defending the belt multiple times, seeing the next contender lined up. Like Joseph Benavidez after I knocked him out in Toronto, he goes on a 5-fight win streak and gets the next title shot. John Dodson, same thing, I beat him, he goes on a 4 or 5 fight win streak, and suddenly he's back in line. Nowadays, it's like you lose to the champion, take one fight, and pop right back into a title shot. Look at Peter Yan, he just fought Maurice, and it took 3 years to get a title opportunity. That's why I talk about Dana White privileges. If someone is getting a shot simply because they're more popular, just say it. Don't hide it. You can have a fighter on a 20-fight win streak, but if another is more popular, that's why he's getting the shot. Just be honest, and fans would at least understand the reasoning. The MMA guru is also critical of the rematch, arguing that it doesn't significantly enhance Volkanovski's legacy. While he acknowledges Diego's skill and impulse, he believes there were bigger, more meaningful opportunities available that could have advanced either fighter's lasting position in the sport. Instead, he sees this bout as one driven more by convenience and opportunity than by the chance to truly solidify or elevate a legacy in the competitive landscape of MMA. Conversely, Lone Murphy considers Volkanovski the clear favorite, while still acknowledging Diego's capabilities, noting that across more than 100 hypothetical matchups, Volkanovski would likely come out on top almost every single time. Murphy emphasizes Volkanovski's exceptional fight acumen, calm composure, and ability to exploit openings, pointing out that Diego's previous bout with Silva exposed defensive vulnerabilities that a fighter of Volkanovski's caliber would easily capitalize on. From Murphy's perspective, smart strategic planning, consistent execution, and the ability to take advantage of opportunities make Volkanovski the evident favorite heading into the rematch. Moreover, Corey Sandhagen is closely observing the first bout and boldly favors Lopes to pull off the upset, going further by predicting a knockout as the likely outcome based on technique and timing. This is an audacious stance that challenges the conventional narrative and adds an extra layer of intrigue to the rematch, making his prediction both electrifying and compelling, forcing everyone to reconsider just how dangerous and menacing Lopes can be when performing at his absolute best in peak form. However, Aljamain Sterling sees the rematch as potentially favoring Diego, referencing the physical toll Volkanovski has endured in recent fights and highlighting how a single well-placed, precise strike could prove pivotal in determining the outcome. Yet, he openly admits his support for Volkanovski, calling him an OG and emphasizing the respect, camaraderie, and shared journey they have experienced together in the sport. This perspective balances practical concerns about wear and vulnerability with genuine admiration and recognition of Volkanovski's skill, resilience, and legacy in MMA. And Luke Thomas explains just how difficult it is to take on Volkanovski. To succeed in striking against him, an opponent must continually push, maintain agile movement, and drive him backward, yet failing to dominate the cage allows Volkanovski to simply evade and reset. Grappling him is equally challenging, as he's both a powerful scrambler and an expert grappler, often leaving challengers back at square one when attempting to develop a strategy. Thomas notes that while Volkanovski can occasionally string together faster combinations to force errors or increase output, the primary issue remains just how hard he is to catch. He's slick, elusive, and nearly impossible to control, meaning any fighter confronting him must be exceptionally precise with distance management and cage control just to gain any edge, as even minor placement errors can quickly become significant opportunities for Volkanovski to capitalize on. Meanwhile, Dan Hardy sees a real chance for Lopes to adapt in the rematch. Having spent substantial time in the cage with Volkanovski before, he understands where the surprises and unexpected movements lie. Many previous opponents misjudged Volkanovski's actions, and Lopes now has the opportunity to learn, adjust, and elevate his game. Given this background, Hardy believes it's the perfect time for Lopes to implement crucial changes. Your chance is now. All right, share your predictions in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for the latest fight analyses and updates. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you see Volkanovski defending successfully, or can Lopes pull off a shocking upset victory?